Hey everybody, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Do me a favor before we get started. I need you to hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, I need you to do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you will not miss an episode. So we're going to talk about what is going on in the housing market. So there are talks of Jerome Powell being fired, talks of Trump firing Jerome Powell. So on the one hand, he is telling one group of people that he's going to fire them, and then on the other hand, he's telling another group of people that he has no intention of firing him. So um, the thought that he's leaving with the public is that he's not going to fire him. So what the push and tug is about interest rates. So Trump wants Jerome Powell to lower the interest rates, and Jerome Powell has no interest in lowering the interest rates. So butting heads in that area. So resisting costs to slash interest rates. So according to Powell, if they did cut the interest rates, that would cause a worsening of inflation and increase borrowing costs, according to Powell. However, according to Trump, lowering the interest rates is a good idea, um, meaning that it will cost less money to borrow money. So you got this tug of war going on, and the tug of war is interest rates. One wants you to cut them, the other one has no intention of cutting them. All right. So as far as the real estate market, in the event that Jerome Powell is fired, however, the consensus is that he has no intention of firing him. However, if he is fired, it will not be good for the real estate market or for future home buyers, because you have this gap here. You have this vacancy here. So currently, as you know, we have high inflation and we have high mortgage rates. So it costs twice the money to own than to rent, where we are currently right now. In the event they would increase the interest rates by 1%, they are predicting that would knock 4 million people out of the market to buy a home. All right. They also indicate that if they were to increase the interest rates, that bonds would sell off and the interest rates would rise. So the buying and selling of bonds is connected to interest rates. So when people sell off their bonds, it causes the interest rates to increase. So there's this connection between bonds and interest rates. In the event that Jerome Powell is fired, that would increase volatility in the real estate market and the bond market, increasing borrowing costs. So you got this connection between what the interest rate are doing and how much money you are paying in borrowing costs. They could either make it more expensive to borrow money or less expensive to borrow money. There's this connection with the interest rates and how expensive or how inexpensive it is to borrow money. So where is the housing market headed? Where's the housing market headed? The housing market is headed towards what is called stagflation. And so what is stagflation? So stagflation has three things happening simultaneously. Those three things are a stagnant economic growth, high unemployment, and high inflation. So those three things happening all simultaneously at the same time is called stagflation, and that is where they are predicting that we are headed. Stagflation is three things happen simultaneously. One more time, that is a stagnant economic growth, high unemployment, and high inflation. Right? So what can you do about it? You can keep working on your goals. And what are your goals? Well, if you are watching this channel, your goal is to build wealth. How do you build wealth? You build wealth by buying assets. So figuring out how to get into rental property, being in the stock market, working on your business, and don't forget about crypto. You also have precious metals as a hedge against inflation. But I would say the main three are real estate, stock market, business, but don't forget about crypto. Don't sleep on crypto. So some people have already became millionaires and billionaires because they invested in crypto. Isn't that crazy? Now you hear about the people that lost, right? Because they had it on the wrong platform. And that happens too, right? So you got to be careful. They say if it's not your keys, it's not your coin. Is that how the slogan goes? Correct me about the slogan. Put it in the comments. Not your keys, not your coin. What's the slogan? Put it in the comments. So essentially, if you don't have keys to it, then you're really not protected when it comes to crypto. So if you don't use keys, you haven't found the time to learn how to use keys, then your next best bet is to get the ETFs, which are available. And they're available through the reputable companies like Fidelity. So check into that when you get time. So that's a much safer bet than having it on a platform with no keys. All right, so do me a favor. If you like the channel, I need for you to hit this like button. That helps me out so YouTube can push it out so more people can see the video. If you're not a subscriber, I need for you to do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you will not miss an episode. If you made it this far in the video, type in the words real estate in the comments below. If you are interested in buying property either now or in the future, check out the link in the description and join the waitlist for the real estate group, where you will be with a community of like-minded people that are interested in buying property. And if you are a man watching, check out the pin link below and check out the hat collection. Also, tune into the show. I will be interviewing entrepreneurs. I interview real estate investors. And I also interview people that are in other businesses. So tune in for business ideas. If you have already started on your business and you are currently working on your business, congratulations. I would say put it in the comments, but I'm learning that it's better to work in silence. All right. So we got this weird dynamic going on. So you need to work in silence. And then at the other hand, you have a heart to help people. So it's an interesting journey. A lot of things to learn along the way. All right. So do me a favor. If you like the channel, I need you to hit this like button. If you're not a subscriber, I need you to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell next to it so that you will not miss an episode. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I will see you in the next video.